Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about multi-compartment models. So, when we are talking about the one compartment model, what happens in a one compartment model is that instantaneous distribution is achieved. Instantaneous distribution is achieved and it can be expressed by a mono-exponential equation, which means that in case of one compartment model, since we know that instantaneous distribution is achieved and the decline in the plasma concentration can be expressed by considering a mono-exponential equation and considering only one exponent, that is Ke, or the elimination constant. That is, we are not considering the distribution phase or what happens to the mathematical expression of distribution. But in actual, this does not happen. See, most drugs do not achieve instantaneous distribution, or the distribution phase also is significant. That is what we study in a multi-compartment model or a two-compartment model, where we see that the distributive phase is also significant and it alters the rate of the plasma drug concentration or the achievement of a steady state. Which means that, see, why this happens, because the body is considered to be a combination of heterogeneous complex tissues which have different rates of blood flow and different affinities for the drug. That is, all body organs do not equilibrate or do not have the same affinity for the drug, or they do not achieve the steady state at the same time. Okay, now for this we are considering a two compartment model. Let us consider a two compartment model where this is called as the central compartment, the first one, and the second is called as the peripheral compartments. Now, we have divided some tissues into the central compartment. The tissues which comprise the central compartment are lungs, kidney, and liver. While the other tissues, like for example, muscles, skin, adipose tissue, fall in the peripheral compartment. Now, the difference in the central and peripheral is the central compartment organs are highly perfused, while the peripheral organs are poorly perfused. This means that the organs which are highly perfused will show a higher rate of drug distribution because the blood flow rate will be higher, while the organs which fall under the poorly perfused category will show a slower distribution pattern because of less rate of the blood flow. Now, see, it is mathematically ideally what we should do is we should consider each tissue, and for each tissue the rate of plasma drug concentration should be calculated. But this is not mathematically possible, as we cannot calculate it for each and every organ or tissue. So what we are doing is we are dividing the entire body into two sets. That is, one with organs which fall under the central compartment and second which fall under the peripheral compartment. Now, based on this, we can divide the two compartment open model into three classes. The first class is where the elimination happens only from the central compartment. The second case is when the elimination happens only from the peripheral compartment. While the third case is when the elimination happens from both 1 and 2. Now, for this level, we are just considering the organs or the drugs where the elimination happens only from the central compartment, that is the lungs, kidney, or liver. Now, in this case, we are considering two compartment open model where elimination, this Ke, this number arrow is showing elimination happens from the central compartment. K12 and K21 show reversible transfer of the drug between the central and the peripheral compartment, representing both the drug uptake and the distribution processes which happen simultaneously. Now, considering a two compartment or a multi-compartment model, what actually happens is if we make a curve of log C versus time, see, a multi-compartment or a two-compartment model is a multi-exponential or a two-exponential equation, while a one-compartment model was only mono-exponential. So in this case, what happens is that in the same graph, we are going to show both the phases, distribution as well as the elimination. Now let us see. See, this part of the graph shows rapid initial decline in the concentration. Rapid initial decline in the concentration, while this line, I am not talking about this graph, this upper line is showing rapid initial decline where the concentration of drug rapidly declines. Why this happens? Because the drug moves rapidly from the central compartment to the peripheral compartment. Now, the second line shows you, or the second part of the graph shows you terminal slow decline. The first part, or the rapid initial decline, is the distributive phase. Is the distributive phase representing distribution, while the terminal slow decline is the elimination phase. This is representing the eliminative or the elimination phase. This first graph, or the first line, complete line, rapid initial and the terminal slow, represents the central compartment, while this graph, the typical bell-shaped graph, is showing you about the peripheral compartment. This is the central compartment, complete central compartment. See, the difference in the graph of the central and the peripheral is that in case of peripheral compartment, we see a typical bell-shaped curve where the concentration initially rises, reaches a maximum point, and then it declines. See, the peripheral compartment, what happens is it receives drug from the central compartment. That is, on receiving the drug from the central compartment, the concentration in the peripheral will slowly rise. It will reach to a maximum point, which we used to call Cmax, at 9 Tmax, and then it will decline at a constant rate. So this is the absorption, the post-absorption phase in the peripheral compartment, while in the central compartment we can see an initial rapid decline followed by a terminal slow decline. This means that in a two-compartment model we can divide the entire process of plasma drug concentration decline into two phases. One is the distributive phase and second is the eliminative or the elimination phase. So this means now we have an equation where we will have to consider two constants, one constant for distribution and second for elimination. Say let us consider this to be alpha and this to be beta. So again we have a bi-exponential equation and not a mono-exponential equation. So in two compartment or multi-compartment models, we have either a bi-exponential or a multi-exponential equation which has to be resolved to give the various constants of distribution or elimination. So this was an introduction on the multi-compartment models. In the next class, next video lecture, we shall learn about two-compartment open model IV bolus. Thank you. Keep studying.